What's going on, guys? It's the Chinist. Today is December 6th, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. I have my haul here of 13 with 12 different titles. So I have a couple from last week, and actually UPS, one more time, they actually did not deliver to one of my two LCSs. So there's 3 titles I'm missing. There's 2 X-Men titles and a Faith holiday special from Valiant. So kicking off on the DC side, this is from last week. This is Super Sons. This is the annual number 1. So, I heard a lot about this one, reading this one a week later than others. Pretty good, standalone storyline. Again, this is really all about the super pets, and it really goes beyond Goliath and Crypto. And so, after just a few pages here, it gets totally into the pets. There's not much dialogue, but a really good, fun standalone storyline. So if you haven't, picked this one up and you're interested in that, pretty fun storyline to get through. I say this is maybe like a 3.75 out of 5 on the storyline side. Okay, next up we have this Batman Annual number 2, and one of my 2 LCSs was able to hook me up with 2 of them this week. I'm hoping that my other LCS comes through, and I asked for one of them, and hopefully tomorrow I'll find out. So yeah, if you have not read this one, oh my gosh. So I was able to read through this entire stack today. I read this one today. Guys, this storyline, it doesn't really matter if you pick up Batman or not. Man, the storyline is straight up a 5 out of 5, in my opinion. Tom King did such a great, job, playing this little cat and mouse deal with Catwoman and Batman. Oh my gosh, so good. The artwork, typically I like that extreme detail, hard line to go along with my superhero genre, but oh my gosh, this artwork truly goes along with the storyline. So guys, if you have not picked this one up, I know it's sold out. Try to borrow a copy from your friend, or try to read this one online, or wait for the second printing to come out. I'm sure this will come out in second print. You'll have to read this one, guys. So Batman number 2 Annual. Alright, next up on the same Batman run. So I typically do not subscribe to Batman, but this storyline sounded really interesting. This is really between Superman and Batman for the storyline called Super Friends. And yeah, so this one, man, it's they kind of, this is like 50%, career saving people, and 50%, private life. So you have the Lois and Clark, kind of going on. They're both extremely busy, and they're kind of talking about like, hey, how come you and Batman don't really talk as much as what you should? Same on the Batman side, him and Catwoman, who are a thing now at this point in time. They basically have the exact same conversation, like, hey, you should really be talking to Clark a lot more than what you do. So here you'll find out that they actually want to go out and, meet each other, like the 4 of them. They're like, hey, if we're going to continue on, we really need to, get some secrets out, get a little bit more trust, out in the air. So yeah, man, this the storyline sounded, really good, really more on their private life, but I'm going to pick up that number 2 for the next Batman. Okay, next up, and would like to note they finally got rid of that Rebirth banner, and they went to this little side slot DC Universe. So yeah, happy get rid of that damn Rebirth title. Kind of getting that got old pretty quick. So yeah, Justice League. So this is the new story arc that's not written by Brian Hitch. So this is by Priest, artwork by Woods. So the artwork alone, sometimes I thought it was pretty good. Other times, not so much, to tell you the truth. So I'm kind of on the fence on the artwork side of things. The storyline picked up quite a bit, in my opinion. So this one had pretty good storyline. Artwork, I'll see if it kind of, if he rubs off on me or not. A little bit of the dialogue was a little bit rough, in my opinion, but the overall story arc sounds pretty good so far, So, if you have not picked up Justice League, I would still wait. This is still on the fence about this one, but it did get a little bit better. So yeah, Justice League number 34. Alright, next up, I love these crossovers. This is Batman with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this is like the new 52 type of Batman, not the animated series that the last title had. So yeah, so again, I read through the stack. I thought the storyline was very, very good. Again, I think it's the exact same artist who did the last Freddie Williams II. So yeah, man, I love this artwork from that last title, I guess Volume 1 that came out. Continued on here, man, great artwork, and this one's really kind of centered around Donatello. So you find out, on the fighting skill side of things, Donatello, of the four brothers, he's, pretty much the weakest. His talents really lie in his intellect, all the creation that he makes, and he's able to really help out the team overall. But from a straight up brawler point of view, he kind of he's not really there. In fact, you kind of see where he kind of gets his ass kicked a little bit, and this kind of puts him into like a self-reflection. He wants to find another master, and in that seeking out, he kind of gets through the portal to meet up with Batman and Damian one more time. So yeah, man, this storyline sounds really, really good. Had this number 1 really kicked it off well. If you like that last volume that came out, I highly suggest for you to pick up this one. Alright, next up we have the Avengers. Again, I don't normally pick this one up, but I do pick up Champions, and they're having a crossover with this Worlds Collide. This is part 5. Great, standalone, little storyline that they're doing here, in my opinion. You have 2 different Earths, or about to collide. You have the evolutionist who's kind of behind everything. This one issue is really centered around Vivian. So Vivian, who is the daughter of Vision. So Vision has been acting weird, throughout this entire story arc here, and he finally lets you know here in this one section here, what happens. Very, why he's so overprotective of her, and why he's been acting this way. And man, it's very, very, very touching. And man, if y'all are into if you like that first Vision storyline, I suggest for you to pick this one up to kind of know what's going on. If you like Avengers, if you like Champions, man, great crossover. So this one, again, very, very touching. It really evolved all around Vivian for this entire issue. But yeah, great character, and man, this story arc is very, very good so far. So yeah, Worlds Collide Avengers. Alright, next up we have Darth Vader, Star Wars. So man, this issue was very, very good, very, very action-packed. So you have the librarian Jedi, what is her name? Jocasta. She survived Order 66, and she's actually back in the temple, back in the library. So you have Vader hunting her down, as well as the Grand Conquistador. So they're able to, last time he finally found her, they got into like a little small skirmish, but you really get the good fighting here in this one. Beyond him, she'll start fighting, getting to like a good battle with Darth Vader. So man, great action-packed, very, very good dialogue in this one. If you like Vader, you really need to be picking this one up. So yeah, Star Wars, Darth Vader, number 9. Alright, next up we have Paradiso. So this one was, the solicit sounded okay to me, so I kind of put this one on my list. This is, a couple, I'd say maybe like a century into the future, so I guess our world existed, and I don't think they really tell you like what timeline this is. But, clearly we had like the human civilization, things evolved, into the future, and although there's technology that, we kind of went like a step back, and it's kind of like a steampunk, esque type of world that they kind of live in now. So you'll find out, what the, I guess, why they're trying to get back into the city, and what's going on the side. This one was really not enough to capture me, in my opinion. This the artwork I thought was really, really good, maybe like a 3.75 out of 5, but the storyline wasn't really there for me. I will not be picking up number 2. I really gave this one maybe like a 3 out of 5 on the storyline side of things. So yeah, Paradiso. Alright, next up from Image. So this is one title that I did love. So Rock Candy Mountain. Past couple issues, you find out a little bit more history of, who this character is, why he's so good, and you find out that staff that he's, this thing that he's been carrying around, he actually got that from Hitler. He went on like a little secret mission while he was with the military, and that's actually the Spear of Destiny. So you have the devil that's involved here, and people are trying to chase him down. I don't think that many people realize that that's what this this object is at this point in time. So he's trying to keep it a secret, but yeah, a lot of good storytelling that's going on here. I wish the artwork is a little bit better, but man, it's still funny, good action, and oh man, good stuff. So yeah, by Kyle Starks, and I really do enjoy storylines that he's come out so far. Alright, next up from Image we have Extremity. Very, very great, you know, there's a lot of great artwork that goes along with this one, and I think the artwork really carried a lot for me at the very beginning. I'm sorry, throughout this entire title here. But, you know, overall, this is really, you know, a story of revenge, in my opinion. Post-apocalyptic, far, far into the future. You know, it's like a Mad Max type of world. But you know, they do have machinery. You know, things are flying. They don't always explain everything. But, man, very, very good action that really occurred here in this one title. If you have not been picking up Extremity, you know, you're looking for something a little bit different. Has that fantasy feel to it. But very, very good. Good action, a lot of killing, a lot of death in here, a lot of gruesome type of stuff. So yeah, man, I really enjoy it. Extremity. Okay, next up from Action Lab, we have The Consultant. So, you know, reading through this, the solicit back in previews a couple months back, you know, this one really grabbed my attention. The overall main story, the overall proponent here is going to be, you know, just a regular average Joe. He doesn't have any superpowers, and he's really a consultant to try to lead, you know, other superheroes through, you know, legal issues that they're having. The world that they kind of built here is very, very similar to, in my opinion, The Boys. And if you're familiar with that title, you know, the way it's more of a realistic superhero world that they live in. But, you know, not everyone is good, things go bad, and, you know, the superheroes are not always, you know, squeaky clean. So that's kind of, you know, the essence I kind of get out of this one so far. Pretty interesting, you know, so I think I am going to continue on for this story arc, you know, for the time being. So yeah, The Consultant. Okay, last up for you, we have Barbarella. So, you know, I saw the movie long, long ago. You know, I thought it was, you know, very risque for that point in time, in my opinion. But, you know, I really picked this one up, you know, just to have it number one. I really like the cover. So this is cover A. This one had like, I don't know, like 50 covers, you know, on this one. The LCS that did get their stuff this week, they only had cover A. So I picked it up. I read through it. You know, this is very, you know, heavy metal-esque, in my opinion. So if you like those the stories that came out of heavy metal, you know, from in the 80s and 90s, things of that nature, I feel that you would enjoy this one as well. So a little bit further on, it gets very, very risque. You know, they kind of go to like an all-women prison, and there's like a lot of nudity that kind of occurs. So, you know, if you're looking for that, you know, it's okay. You know, some pretty good dialogue. I don't think I'm going to pick up number 2 on, but this number 1 was far better than what I thought, to tell you the truth. So yeah, Barbarella. That's going to be it, guys, for this week's brand new haul. Should you enjoy what you see here, please like and subscribe. Talk to you later.